we're in the window of the restaurant at this point.
Yeah, and the doors swing open, and then two shadow demons just emerge from the car. Not gonna lie to you, I am struggling. So I am 2 large coffees, 2 cans Monster Deep.
Oh, Jesus.
And it's 3:30, and I'm falling asleep. So let's go.
Was it a light one?
Yeah, so we finished our socialising. I then had to drive home at the pitch black at about 11ish. Then we got home, and then we were just in like a Travelodge in the middle of like a town centre, so it's just loud and obnoxious and hot.
So you drove back from the wedding to a hotel?
Yeah.
Stayed there, okay.
Yeah, and then drove this morning. So it was a 3-hour drive there, with 3 hours of socialising to not sleep, and then 3 hours back today. And I've been home for about an hour.
Great.
And I am caffeinated, but it's like not doing anything. So that's a good sign. So my solution to that is to just keep drinking caffeine.
Oh yeah, of course.
Until my heart gives out and I leave this mortal coil. That's my plan.
That's a way around it.
Happy Sunday. Yeah.
A way around it, maybe.
Mm-hmm. So my death is brought to you by Lewis Hamilton's
Sweat.
Yeah.
It's Lewis Hamilton flavour.
Well, me and Kerry used to call this Lewis Hamilton's ass juice because it's peach flavoured. But without context, that makes very little sense. So me saying this is brought to you by Lewis Hamilton's ass juice.
And what are you sipping today, Ian?
I'm enjoying a cider brand not disclosed.
Very nice.
Good. Nice.
I have Robinson's squash.
Yeah.
Inside you there are 3 wolves.
Lewis Hamilton's ass juice. Undescript cider and Robinson's juice.
Hell yeah.
We should go. Let's move. Ace.
Into the intro?
Yes, please.
Cool. Hello. Welcome to episode 16 of the Magic Castles podcast. Brought to you by Lewis Hamilton's butt juice, whatever the hell that was. My name is Tom, aka Overfiend. This is my co-host Adam, aka Adam GCB.
Hello, I'm dying.
He's dying. And we have a special guest, a returning guest of the pod. It's Ian. Hello, Ian.
Hiya.
And Green Jellybean everywhere, I believe. Is that right?
Very same. Yeah.
Oh,
close enough. Yeah.
How are you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Feeling fresh.
That's what we like to
ready for some nonsense.
Our first returning guest ever. I don't count Kerry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Don't count Kerry.
Yeah, first returning guest. So I think we had a lot of fun on our last one. So
yeah. It was a good one.
We had a unstructured 2.5 rant about why Eldrazi suck, and then I remember I finished a podcast. I was like, that felt good. That felt swift, and then I came downstairs, saw my wife. She was like, "You were up there for about 3.5 hours," and I was like, "What year is it?"
It's because it was like therapy to you, just talking about.
Yeah.
They're just where are they now?
It's so liberating.
They still suck. Where are they now? Anyway.
Where are they now?
Where are they now? So, for context, I've had very little sleep. I'm caffeinated to my eyeballs. This will be incredibly unscripted. Show notes will probably go out the window very quickly. We're going to try and keep it to less than an hour. However, we need to recap all of CommandFest. Not all of CommandFest. We're going to talk about CommandFest as a whole because we were all there. And then we've got a tier list thing coming up, which I think is quite fun, which is why Ian tier, because I think they could give us some interesting context around
some unique insight.
Yeah.
Because I know nothing about the lore, as last episode proved. I know. And I mean, to be fair, you too, really. Let's be real, because you came back to me like, "Oh no, I got this wrong."
Yeah.
But before we get into any of that, we've got to do all the normal stuff. So, like and subscribe and follow us and click all the positive buttons, please. I love checking on Spotify and seeing the review number go up. That's fun. Yeah. Any kind of positive interaction, please click it. Give us feedback. Give us comments. Give us all.
Ian. please feel free to use the section to plug whatever you have got going on.
Videos. I'm actually doing those again, which is great. I love that. CommandFest was really good for that, actually. I feel quite like re-energized. It was one of those where I think, like, obviously there was the ban announcement, and it was just like, I've not made a video in a while. Maybe I could say something about this. And I did that, and I went to CommandFest, and I was just like, this is really fun. I should do this more often. So yeah, being back on, releasing videos, getting stuff out there, doing fun, little silly bits, and so you can find that stuff. Angry Green Jellybean on YouTube, Angry Green MTG, the @sign, on Twitter and stuff. I'm there.
All Iain's social links,
probably about 75% of the day.
Yeah. All Iain's social links will be in the video description below. So please subscribe and check them out.
Yes, you should.
Yeah,
we had a lovely 2-hour drive back, didn't we? We had a good chat on the way.
Oh yeah, that was great.
So,
yeah,
that was good.
Impromptu post CommandFest hitchhiking.
Yeah. Shall we?
I will get into my journey home at the end of what I've put here as CommandFest vibe check, which you can tell means I just couldn't be bothered to write anything in show notes.
Well, we're going to roll into it straight away. So, CommandFest vibe check, the new segment of the show.
Great. Yeah. Why don't they do it every week?
Right. Oh, I wish I could. I love I love events.
It's great. It's the best thing.
They're so good.
So CommandFest was, as of time of recording, last weekend, took place Saturday and Sunday at Twickenham Rugby Stadium.
It feels like a month ago.
Yeah, it feels like
it. Yeah, that's crazy.
Which was cool. We were all in attendance. The event sold out Saturday. It was about 700 people plus. We were told by event staff that you couldn't let any additional people into the building or they were at fire risk. And then Sunday was like drastically chiller in terms of attendance.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I think it was even more of a fall off than Saturday, Sunday at Birmingham. Like Sunday, Birmingham was still quite buzzy. I mean, I didn't do the last one, but the one before that.
Yeah.
Whereas this was like very quiet and way less intense in terms of just flow of people and noise.
I do think the venue helped that. I liked having the 2 rooms. It was quite nice. And there's a lot less kind of through traffic than Birmingham's got a lot of like footfall, you're walking through everything, but this, you could just go straight to where you wanted to be.
Do they have any more rooms that they can use? Because I'm getting the impression they are outgrowing Twickenham.
I think there's
in a good way,
one.
like they are getting big enough to the point where they should probably look at either bigger venues or I don't know, like maybe even using more space in Twickenham. But
I think there's another room downstairs, and there is upstairs as well. So they could spread to that, but yeah.
Yeah,
it was rammed.
It was like 80 odd people for like one draft or whatever, and then it was a bit of a recurring thing over the weekend, particularly Saturday, where it was just like I've been. You've drawn your opening hand. You're just like, I can't wait to play this command game, and then a judge comes over and is just like, "Oh, we need these tables for the 7th Dustmorn draft that's going on right now."
I will say 4 open play tables was a bit.
That would they should probably look at changing. I get the idea that they're trying to encourage people to do more of the organized commander play, but 4 free play was a bit. And it was also like you would be playing on Saturday. And you'd be sat down at your table playing, and then you'd hear like table blah blah blah. Your draft is now ready, and you would look at your number, and you would slowly realize that the Titanic was sinking. Yeah, and like you were going to be next on the chopping block, and you had to either like wrap your game up quick or be able to put yourself in a board state where you could just move.
Yeah.
So that was intense, but. I look, to be honest, a Magic event where limited is firing off at such a pace, I think is a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
All you hear is usually like horror stories of, formats not being fun or formats not being in demand at all, but it didn't seem to be the case at CommandFest whatsoever.
Yeah.
I think free play definitely needs more room to breathe. But otherwise, it seemed to be a great event. I think also this might be just a guest booking issue or what have you, because I know certain guests were only there for certain days, but having guest creator event clash by such like margins, I think was weird. Like, so PK sealed event, I think was fired off an hour before Adam's Wheel of Misfortune event, which meant like if you couldn't, there's no way you could do both. Even, and if anything, the way they should have done it was Adams goes first. You can play that for an hour, experience that, and then move to sealed, but you can't do it the other way around. The general vibe, I think, was really positive. I think there was a lot of like apprehension going in around the bans. Also, yes, so this was before. This was in the middle of.
He said it.
This was in the middle of bans, and then the news that we're not going to talk about. So CommandFest was kind of like at the right, not the right inflection point, but it was slap bang in the middle of, hey, these 4 cards are banned, the world is on fire, everything's flipped upside down, people are garbage. And then the RC just going, oh, well, if I can do this no more, which is totally fair, we're not going to talk about it. And then handing over the format to WotC. So it was like this weird, I think everything's going to be okay, guys.
Yeah, there was that feeling the whole weekend.
And then suddenly, no.
Yeah. But
yeah,
also, I mean, like, that puts into context how much changed in the span of like a week, right?
Yeah. It was that, like, it was the meme of like, it's so over, we're so back, it's so over. Like, it was just that flowchart meme, like, straight away. And there was like discussion around it. I think that, there was healthy discussion around it, especially on the casual side. Tom, you were playing some CDH, so I'd be slightly interested to know what those guys were kind of dealing with, because they're their own island, I think, really. But
I mean, I don't know. I haven't spoken to any like on the street CDH players. But, like, I think a lot of the feedback from the CDH community that I've seen, particularly on socials, they seem way more positive about it than the casual community.
I noticed that they were like, it's over, my deck doesn't work. A couple of days later, they were like, oh, hey, there's these cool new things. So I think they are they're taking it much better. All the guys there that I interacted with were like, apparently they're all great all the time anyway. So maybe it's just, this is just how they are all the time, but they all seem like to be having a good time.
Yeah. It turns out actually playing Magic the Gathering is good. And not mostly solve, a lot of your issues with Magic the Gathering, or just the kind of things on the preliminary of what you hate about the thing that you're meant to like.
Yeah. Who knew?
Yeah, who knew that? Who knew playing Magic the Gathering was fun? So yeah, it was an interesting event. They haven't announced like the next UK CommandFest, right? There's the Gathering and Vaccine stuff, but I don't think there's like another official CommandFest yet.
There's the anniversary event, which is being announced, the Axiom Now one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll be probably end of this year, early next year that they announce next CommandFest.
Yeah, it'll probably be March, April time.
Yeah.
I think.
And it will they're just alternating between Birmingham and Twickenham at this point, aren't they? So
yeah, basically.
It seems like a pretty healthy flow back.
Yeah.
I was speaking to Francois, and he was saying how the turnout for Birmingham is incredible. Like, people come from way further than they do to London, which is quite strange, I thought. Like, people will travel much further to the Birmingham events than the London events.
It's because Twickenham's not really London. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So
you have to get into London
and then get back
out again once you're in London.
So,
but that's the same as going to Birmingham. You have to get, when you go to Birmingham by plane, you're not going to Birmingham really. You're going to like,
you can at least
way outside
walk. Like, I walked from CommandFest to the station. It was like a half hour, 45 minute walk. But you can do it.
Oh yeah, I'm in the airport. I was talking about.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, people coming from far.
Whereas for Twickenham, I was like, oh yeah, I'll just go into the office on Friday. My office is based in Victoria for work. And I was like, it'll be quick, it'll be fine. And it's like, it's not. It's like an hour, and like more than 50% of that is actually just walking, because Twickenham's not very like easy to get around.
No, it's a bit of a weird one. I think it's like the first time I've been there as an adult with memories and perception. So like getting into London and then being like, oh, okay, cool. So I have to go from Marylebone to Waterloo and then get the train from there. I was like, it puts into context just like, oh, it's in London, but it's like, it's an hour from anywhere in London.
I'm so glad I just drove
It's London by name only. Like, it's not really London. It's very strange.
I'm also really glad I stayed at the venue. I didn't have to. I just drove there. I parked. I was there for the weekend. I drove home.
Yeah. So that was the first. So the last one in Twickenham, I stayed at the Travelodge by the station. Big mistake. Huge mistake. It's a half-hour, 45-minute walk to the venue each day, and that's your lugging all your stuff. And this was in July or June. The last one was that. And I was like, I'm not doing that again. Stayed at the Radisson on site, and it was just like wake up half an hour before doors open. Go. I should probably get ready, leave. Walk out the door, turn left. There's CommandFest, and that will probably be the plan of action going forward.
Oh yeah,
I'd like to do that.
It's nice.
Now I've done like the first two CommandFests that I've ever done. It's kind of like, I think my takeaways are just like, the closer you can be, the better. Because I think everyone's coming from all over anyway.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those where there are the focal points of where everyone is. And to be honest, when the biggest part of like, obviously, you go to CommandFest because you want to go play games and participate in events and pick up some cards and stuff. But really, you're there for people. You're there to see people that you don't see the rest of the year. So it's kind of like, the choice is obvious in terms of just like, I want to be as close as possible to them, and then we can do all the fun extra stuff alongside it. And that's kind of the essence of the thing.
And then staying on site brought back one of my favorite things that I miss from being convention retired, which is the clashing of interests. So there's clearly rugby on.
So funny.
It's at Twickenham Stadium. So you've got these two just merging of the minds of huge fucking rugby dudes and just nerds who want to play with their cardboard and like having to coexist in this very delicate like society for 48 hours where, you know, they couldn't be further apart in terms of interests and also physicality. So that was an interesting one. It used to happen all the time at like when I was running conventions, especially around MTM, where it would be MTM Expo and then like, you know, America's Next Top Model Expo happening at the same time.
That's great.
So it's a proper like Beauty and the Beast situation.
The event staff need to get more creative. We need
legitimately. It has to be done with knowledge. Like it has to be done with, and this will be really funny. So that like, you know, I got in a lift with a suitcase full of expensive cardboard, and then like 4 huge rugby dudes got in the lift with me. I was like, this is peak. I love this. This is great.
What I'm really banking on is like next time it's in Birmingham or something, I want like a home show. So then we can go play in all the model homes with their like display tables. I think that would be great, personally.
And then, so on Saturday, I recorded with Chad Magic. That will be going live at some point. I think it's going live this week. And then on Sunday, do we record on Sunday or Saturday, Tom?
Saturday. It was after Chad Magic.
I don't think it really matters really when we recorded because that doesn't have any pretense on the video. So on Saturday, me and Tom also recorded an episode of Mansplaining. That will be going live before this episode goes live. So we'll leave a link below. We won't give any spoilers for those games. Please go watch them. And then
really good fun.
It was good fun. Nice. Really, really cool fun. We've got some stuff coming up planned with those guys as well. So keep your eyes out. And then on Sunday we played in. I mean, my only thing on Sunday was to play at Adam's event.
Yeah.
Which was really, really cool, really fun. So
it was good.
The way it worked out was it's Casual Commander. You're in your pods of 4. And then Adam was effectively this like MC with his dodgy will of tricks and gambits, putting like, you know, static, well-known commander enchantments onto the board, well was kind of like one-off, instances and of,
Well, it basically boiled down to just having to deal with blind obedience constantly because that kept coming up.
Well, the hilarious thing was I was playing stacks in our pod, so I had a blind obedience on board. So it was just double blind obedience. But also I was getting it.
Yeah, the terror on our board was the Warstorm Surge, permanent Warstorm Surge, and I had new Crimes Gister out. So I was like, this guy comes in, pings your guy, kills your guy. I get another zombie, pings your guy. So that was proving to be an issue for people to deal with. But yeah, it was really, really fun.
When that Warstorm Surge was up, I had a Song of Totentans in my hand, and I was just waiting for my turn to drop it and just do a shitload of damage. And then it changed as the turn was coming around to me.
That was so classic.
And then there was basically just a bunch of casual games, really, which was nice. Yeah. I think I'm just at that age and at that kind of I just don't want to play against people I don't know too much. I will play with randoms in a casual sense, but any sort of I am playing to beat you in one-on-one limited is just not for me. Especially when there are so many people that I want to play games with at these things, and so many people that I want to get round to, and playing a casual game of Commander or talking about Magic, that the idea of locking horns with some random, and there's nothing against them, it's probably just more my mindset. I just don't want to be I'm going to draft limited for an hour and then play 3 games that are probably going to be miserable because I'm not very good at drafting. And then, that's half my day gone.
Yeah. I regretted that last time I did a Two-Headed Giant. It took the whole entirety of the second day, and I was like,
yeah.
Because I liked...
we were both in that event.
Yeah.
The day was gone.
It was it. That was all we could do.
Two-Headed Giant is such a scam because the games take fucking forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You end up with board states that are just clogged up.
It was really fun, but
it was fun. It was fun.
Just a waste of the
fact that it was a 5-hour event was just ridiculous.
I'm more in it for the casual. Just sit down, and have a chat, and we're playing Magic.
Yeah,
love it.
Can't beat it.
And then on Sunday, me getting home was a fucking nightmare. But I don't want to focus on it too much. But there's one, and it's not Magic related. There's one thing that I want to bring up, which was I had to get bus replacement service from somewhere to somewhere. I'm not doxing myself. I'm not doxing myself again. Got to stop doxing myself.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm not giving you information for you to can put together on a board where I live. So I had to get a bus replacement service, and it was going from a major station, so it was absolutely rammed to start off with. There was no seats available to go on. And then as obviously the bus continues to go forward and then hit its destinations, people are getting off. What do you do if you are sitting next to someone, you are in the aisle seat, and seats around you start to open up? Do you move to a free double seat?
No, because I don't. Because I do the whole thing where I'm sat there and I'm just like, I would like to move, but I don't want the person I'm sat next to think it's because of them that I'm moving.
So this guy sat next to me, right? This guy sat next to me for 5 stops.
Have you never thought about this?
I know, I just get up and move. But I think it's because I'm a Croydon boy, and I'm just it's fine. I just want my space. So it might be a city boy thing, but I don't know. Literally, on this bus, it was me and this other guy, and we were 5 stops in, and every seat around us, I'm not lying, every seat around us was completely empty, and he just sat next to me the entire time. And I was just like, why are you not moving? I've got all my shit with me. I'm hot. Yeah. I just want to eat my sandwich. I don't want to eat next to people because I'm not. It's rude. I'm just I'm just not side eyeing him, but every now and again I'm just checking and be you should probably fucking move. And he didn't move the entire time. It was one stop before my stop that he got off.
Wow.
And we were literally sat next to each other for an hour where he could have moved.
especially if the other person's got loads of shit, I will move.
I had my
the
bag
instant
with
I can.
me.
Yeah,
I was just like, I just want to move my fucking legs, but I can't. My legs are all like stretched out weird because like my fucking rucksack's massive. It's got a quiver in it. But yeah, this guy would not move.
Okay.
And I didn't want, and I was trapped on the window side. Like I literally would be like, you should fucking move. Like you should. I don't know.
Maybe he was a fan.
Yeah.
Maybe he was a fan.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't speak for the guy, but essentially because I've ended up in this situation before, and I basically sit there having an anxiety-riddled internal monologue the whole time that it's going on. And so before I know, before I maybe make and talk myself into the decision of moving, I've got to where I'm going and it's done. Because I am sat there the whole time just like, I'd rather be sat by myself. But also, I don't want to move because, what if they think that, it's because of them and I'm slighting them in some way? So I'm just sat there having a crisis.
Well, while you're doing that, me, a broad dude who runs hot, is like, please fucking move. I'm sitting there like, because these seats are tiny, so I was like this, and I was like, you need to move.
You should have got up.
Go.
You should have got up and moved.
Window side.
Yeah, just be like, excuse me, and then.
I don't know. No, I don't think I could have done that.
Okay.
Now how the turns of tables.
There is a social faux pas here.
Because me moving is an inconvenience to him and other people around me, where him moving was not an inconvenience to other people.
Yeah, I totally get it.
And then me moving means I am perceived, which is
which is pretty terrible at the best of times.
But anyway, that was why I literally have been thinking about this since last weekend, which is like, why did this guy fucking move? And it's just been eating me inside.
So my two CommandFest things are, I think for the next one, you need to get me one of those, those little harnesses that they put on kids, stop them running away. You need to get me one of those.
You're gonna look like you're gonna look like the meme where it's just like straight edge BF and like feral girlfriend.
Oh my god, we need to do that.
Tom needs a poster given to every vendor that says "Do not sell cards.
Do not serve this man."
Yeah, do not serve this man. I would be talking to someone with Tom, and Tom would be like, "I'm just going to go to the bathroom real quick." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then me and the other person would be talking for an elongated amount of time, and they would go, "Where is Tom?" And I look around, and Tom is just like panning through cards in the bargain bin, or he would just show up, being like, "I've spent more money."
Yeah.
There's some good stuff in that
bargain
bin.
Look at this thing I got.
Which is good. That's fine. You find bargain stuff, but you kept finding stuff. This is the issue. It wasn't like the instance of doing it. I think it was the quantity of instances that you were doing it, which was very high.
The danger is now that Tom has tried CEDH. One of these days, he's going to come back with like an original jewel. He's going to have drops like.
I did think about it.
It was so far. It was just constantly like. I'm not joking when I say that Tom said, "I'm going to the bathroom," and the next sentence that came out of his mind was, "I have spent £50 on altars." Like those were the two. Like the timeline was a jump.
That was when we were getting ready to play that game as well.
Yeah. In the time of sitting down and setting up our stuff, you had spent 50 quid.
Yeah.
It's very easy to do. The funny thing is that towards the end of on the second day, I was aware that I was doing it. Like I'd be shopping and I'd think in my head, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm doing something else. Like I was aware of it at that point, but there's just so much good stuff. So yeah, you need to get me one of those little harnesses and like just
or just also. Like an electric collar that you could
like a shot collar.
Just like get him.
My other funny CommandFest story is when we went to get our gold pass.
Oh, this motherfucker! Yeah,
gold pass items. We had to say our names. We had to give our names, and I slipped into podcast intro, and I went, "What's your name, Tom?" And this is Adam GCP. No, wait. I gave my full name. I gave my full name.
So. the way
Rewind.
it worked this year, which was you got your ban, you went in, and then they hadn't sorted out like the gold, like goodie stuff yet, and you had to go back and collect it.
Yeah.
So eventually we were like, oh, let's go get our stuff. Like our playmats and boosties and stuff. And the guy goes, name? He goes, oh, Tom Hackett. And Tom, without a beat, goes, and this is Adam GCB. And I went, that's not my name. My name is, my name. And I was like, why the fuck would he know what my online handle is? Like,
I was just in podcast intro mode. That's all.
So funny.
Yeah.
And I was stunned in confusion. I just didn't know what to do.
Also, the funny thing is, when I sent Adam his playmat, and I had to write his name on the box, and I couldn't remember his surname because he's taken it off his Twitter handle for his CommandFest thing. So I had to go to his wife's Twitter to find their surname. I just completely forgot.
Oh, it's not even a proper surname.
It's just letters.
It's just letters. But yeah, I was stunned.
I mean, you're lucky that your Twitter handle is not like 6969, right?
Yeah, it's just cool Adam 69.
Cool Adam 69.
As it was coming out of my mouth, I was like, this isn't right, but we're doing that now.
The guy looked at me like, what? And I was, that's not my name.
I was introduced in the pod. Couldn't help it.
This poor fucking TO.
Always be plugging,
Yeah, right. Should have given him a stick.
Couldn't handle it. That was a very, very bad recap of CommandFest, but it was fun. Oh, we had a game. Actually, let's talk about that first.
Yeah.
So me, Ian, Tom, Tristan, and the show had an interesting Commander game where it eventually ended up with me and Ian playing Stack 3 Rhinos. So Tom, you had left at this because you were knocked out. I think you were out. I legitimately think you bought cards before, got knocked out, and then went back to buying cards.
Yeah.
What was I even playing? I don't even remember this game because
you're playing Mono Wizards.
Was it Min?
You were playing Min.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got knocked out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Adam killed you.
Killed your Rhinos. And it eventually, and Ian was playing stacks. I was playing Gearhead. At one point, I was making 19 plus Rhinos a turn.
Just a truly disgusting amount of Rhinos each turn. Yeah.
It was the game where Winter Orb saved me, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It gave me another turn.
It became if I kill Ian, I die from everyone else, because it was like the floodgates were being pushed back by Winter Orb. So the correct play in my mind was kill every other player and then put myself into a situation where it's one-on-one with Ian and hope that they run out of gas, which doesn't work when you're just untapping one thing a turn. Yeah. So I was making close to 20 plus Rhinos a turn, but only one could get in. So it didn't really matter.
Yeah, Beseech the Mirror into Silent Arbiter was the most clutch piece of interaction I could find. It's just like, what can you do if you can only hit me with one Rhino per turn?
Yeah, so Gearhead plus old Gearhead plus new Gearhead plus YO here plus dudes on board, like non-token dudes on board.
Yeah.
So Gearhead makes 3 Rhinos, and then every other non-token tap makes 3 Rhinos.
Yeah. It was just a ridiculous engine of Rhino production.
Yeah. I need to put Warstorm, Surge, or Terror of the Peaks back in that deck, because I need
that would have helped you a lot.
Yeah, I need a win con that isn't just I'm going to hit you in the face with Rhinos, and maybe like the Rhinos can do other stuff.
I mean, you do Repercussion. That would be very funny.
Potentially it will work. But yes, that was that game was effectively a stopgap to try and keep Tom from buying more cards.
Yes, we were trying to distract him.
And it backfired.
And then, one last story was Saturday night, which was
So good.
We ate dinner at the hotel bar, and then I think we got a message. I don't think we even said where we were.
No, we didn't.
No, you never did. We were trying to figure this out.
Right. So we were just like, we're going to get food at the hotel bar and then probably play some games in the hotel lobby or what have you until they go, what are you doing? And kick us out. We told the Manus-planning boys. Yeah.
So that could be how they found out.
Everyone. Yeah, maybe. That's probably okay. That makes sense. Anyway, eating our food and this car just like whips up.
We're in the window of the restaurant at this point.
Yeah. And the doors swing open. And then two fucking shadow demons just emerge from the car. Because it's pitch black. It's like it's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So it's dark. And then these two like shadow beings just emerge from these car doors and just start running at the glass, like at the windows. Like proper like things of your nightmares style. What? And then they just slap themselves onto the window like Acme characters. And it was the fucking Chad Magic boys who had been at the group dinner and who had already gone from group dinner to pub to where are we going next. So we were the third stop on the tour of revels, basically. And then Wally basically demanded a deck, which was really funny. I
had to go up to the hotel room and bring him one down.
And then we played a game, and it was an hilarious instance of Chad Magic don't swear, which I found out very quickly in the recording when the first thing that came out of mine was fuck. And they were like, yeah, we don't swear. Like, okay, let's redo that. And they were just sat, it was like Chad Magic after hours, like Patreon exclusive, uncut. The things these boys say, I'm not going to repeat any of it. The things they know what they said. They probably don't. So on call off, but they maybe that should be a Patreon tier for
uncensored.
But it was just like I was just eating my pasta, and then suddenly I'm being accosted by void beings like banging at the window at this like nice hotel.
I turned as it was happening. I wasn't looking. You saw them, and you said, "Look, who's that?" And I looked, and then they just like were right in the glass. Apparently, they saw my hair from a distance and ran over.
Yeah, that's
beacon. That checks out.
But yeah, that was a fun game. Also, we ended up. You went to bed because they were closing. They were closing the bar.
Well, they were
like last orders. They were like last orders. So Adam was like, "Oh, I'll go to bed." He went to bed. We finished up a minute until they were closing. A huge group of people. They were at some other event. Came in, and I mean like 40 people at least.
Oh, jeez.
And they ended up keeping the bar open for another like 3 hours. So we stayed and played another game after that, which is pretty fun. Oh. But yeah, that was a late one. It was fun.
See, this is what I missed.
Yeah.
It was intense.
It's good.
And so that was CommandFest. Fun time. Can't wait for the next one.
10 out of 10.
It'll also be interesting because I believe this MagicCon, which is happening next weekend or weekend after, is when they should announce European MagicCon.
Okay.
I think. Because the way they do it is they always announce Vegas at Amsterdam.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure it goes, I might be off schedule because I'm pretty sure it goes East Coast, Europe, West Coast, Europe. East Coast, Europe, West Coast. East Coast, Europe, West Coast. So we're in the middle. Yeah, because they did Chicago at the start of the year.
Yeah.
So should there not be another American one next?
There'll probably be another American one next.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So if not, it'll be announced at the beginning of the year, but we'll see. Don't know what their plans are. Don't at me.
Paris, so we can go to Disneyland.
I heard not
podcast shot.
Yeah, I've heard not Paris. By the way, I'll tell you after.
All right.
We're not recording because I don't reveal my sources. I'm a true journalist.
Insider knowledge.
Yeah, I have inside knowledge. And then quickly, non-CommandFest stuff. I was on the Shadow Gang stream on Thursday as last minute replacement for Dean. I was playing Xiaoyun. It was meant to be like, this is our budget list. I was like, yeah, you've asked the wrong person. I don't build budget I was like, whoops. My budget decks are like $150. So I played Xiao Yun, which was like, this is cheap, and I've never played it. I think it's actively bad, it was okay. I was pretty true in my thought process. I did not win.
There you go, you're right.
Who won? Baz won by, I'm pretty sure it was bullshit.
Sounds about right.
Oh, Baz won because he put me and Luke in the Brothers War saga, where we could only attack each other. So we both killed each other, basically.
Nice.
So that was a lot of fun. And we were playing with Dan, moderately MTG from Herald Horn, and we have decided that this podcast and Herald Horn are now in a forever war.
Why?
Not hatred. I don't know.
Like Brothers War style.
No, because Brothers War is just pure hatred.
I don't know the law.
Most hatred. I'm trying to think of. I was about to say the phrase. I'm trying to think of.
They're having a war.
Right.
I was about to say the phrase. I'm trying to think of like a war that was fun, which is probably the wrong thing to say.
What?
It's like a fun war.
Like a
What's
thumb
a
war.
fun war?
It's a fun war. I don't know. But anyway, so anyone from Herald Horn.
I thought you were saying thumb war.
Fun war. Fun.
That is a fun war.
That is a fun war.
Okay, yeah. So Herald Horn cast members, the next time I see you, it's on site.
I have no beef with you guys.
Yeah, what
Pretend or not.
I can't be like, there has to be a united front here.
You don't have to drag Tom into this.
Yeah.
This is going to be a real Brothers War if we keep this up.
So yeah, anyway, the Shaogun stream was a good time. Xiaoyun, probably fine. Probably needs a win con that isn't just Xiaoyun, because pinging everyone for one constantly is quite tough, and everyone goes, "Oi, stop hitting me," and then removes you from the game.
Before we finish up, I totally forgot. I got to play CDH at CommandFest with all the CDH people. It was a lot of fun. I am totally converted now. Thank you, everybody who helped out. Chris for coaching me and Leah for lending me a deck. It was genuinely, I get it. It's really fun. I really want to make a deck and get into that.
I'm actually, I'm working on going to slowly put things together. I'm using the 2 Deep Krakashima list as a starting point, because I got that Just Add Milk second helping secret lair with Kraken Sakashima in it. So I'm like, I think this might be what I do. Which, of course, is going to drive everyone insane, because that deck has a reputation for taking a very long time to do anything.
The bans actually mean that Kona is no longer CDH viable, and I will not be playing CDH.
It's just me and you, Ian.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, have a look at. I'm pretty sure Cam from Play to Win is playing. No, I think Dylan from Play to Win.
Dylan made a list. Yeah, and now it's so that's the list I initially looked at. I built some of it, and then the bans happened, and now it's the good thing about Kona is getting them out on turn 1 or turn 2, and now the bans make it just really hard to do that consistently. So you have to put more resources into getting them out on turn 1 or turn 2, which means the stuff in your hand probably isn't actually worth cheating out. So my plan right now is to build it at like a 9 and just be like, this is I'm a problem deck, you need to remove me. And see how long that lasts with people liking, Vorinclex on turn 3.
Gross.
Anyway, I'm going to be building Rogsai because that's what I played.
Gross. So basic.
Yeah. Shall we move on?
Yeah, we're already at 43 minutes. Oops.
Let's go.
Great.
Let's go to the main bit.
Our main bit is...
Main bit 1.
Main bit 1. Actually, it's by new terminology, it's our first main bit.
First main bit. That's great.
Welcome to a Planeswalker tier list. We are going to rank these Planeswalkers by how likely they are to commit tax fraud. Which... Clapping for tax evasion. Yeah,
that's why we have Iain, not because they're specialised in tax evasion at all, but
that's why I'm here.
regular G-man Iain here to show us how the government is just coming for you every second of the day. So this is the same tier maker that we used for the feet one. ranking the feet one. And then I got lots of comments around, hey, Duretti's not in here. Well, fucking Duretti's here now. So leave me alone.
He can go straight in S.
I mean, legitimately, like I was gonna say, like this fucker is committing so much offshore tax evasion that he's going straight into S. So what I was gonna suggest was we put a S and a D like in now, and that kind of gives you your benchmark. So I want to propose that we put the world's most boring man, Gideon Jura, straight into D.
100%.
I can,
also because he's a fucking cop. So that kind of makes the most sense. So feel free, Iain or Tom, to call out a Planeswalker and make their case for...
I mean, surely Obnix is straight in S as well.
Yeah,
I was thinking of...
Where's Obby?
He's
on the
next
bottom.
to Oko.
Oh, no, Oko would also be...
Okay.
Oko's never paid a tax in his life.
That good.
Obby is literally the mafia, so he's probably doing some sort of illegal activity.
100%.
Oko, I don't know. It's okay.
Come on. Oko doesn't believe in taxes, so he doesn't pay them.
No, but I don't think he's like hardcore definite.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Oko's...
You reckon?
Fairish. I don't know.
I
wouldn't say S. S is like straight to jail.
I think an A for Oko is probably best.
Yeah.
I don't think Oko knows what taxes are. He's like...
Yeah, but they're probably not committing so much tax evasion there.
Okay.
So Oko in A. Jaya is a grandma who's probably getting telephone scammed.
I think she's too innocent.
So if she's committing tax evasion or tax fraud, it's probably due to someone else doing it through her as a proxy.
Yes.
So I could see...
implicated in it.
That doesn't count on her. That isn't technically... I mean, she's...
Well... You're an accomplice. I don't know. Like, okay, maybe B then.
Sure.
B, middle of the road.
Middle of the road
on tax evasion.
Luke is a fucking idiot and doesn't know what taxes are. D.
No, yeah, true.
I think Quint is also too sweet. He wouldn't do it. He'd pay his taxes.
He's a scholar. He knows what paperwork is.
Exactly. And he's just a sweetheart. He would pay them. It's too nice.
Tyvar is too himbo for tax evasion, I think.
Yes, but I could see
C.
I could see C. I could see Tyvar being an accomplice and being like okay with it because he is in the manosphere and it's like side hustle culture.
Oh, okay. You think he's a proper like rise and grind? Yeah,
I think Tyvar is really susceptible to like manosphere TikTok and like get rich quick schemes.
Yeah,
checks out.
So, like, whereas Luca just doesn't know what I fucking hate Luca. Which like, Luca just doesn't understand.
Doesn't everyone?
Yeah, that's why he got eaten by a fucking catbird.
Yeah.
So I think Tyvar C because he's also too stupid to then implement them.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm going to do this, but also I don't know where to get started.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I think. Let's have a look.
Whitey, hear me out. Freelance poet, but he's too hippie to understand like self-declaration of taxes. So I actually think like Whitey might be S.
Oh yeah, no.
That was my thought behind Oko as well because he's too busy living in the forest.
Whatley is like...
Yeah, but he's not making money from living in the forest. Whitey's like a poet. Like, they're like a freelance artist.
Yeah. She's like busking on the streets and didn't realize that that's taxable income.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm with you now. I'm following the mindset of this tier list now.
Fine. That's my mindset. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
So Nico Bolos is definitely an S. He's the master. He's the mastermind behind all of this, right? Yeah. Okay.
He's misclassifying workers left, right, and center. This guy is you straight to jail or Bugin's Yoga Palace or whatever it's called.
So Lily famously signed that contract, so she knows her paperwork.
She's also a teacher.
She is a teacher.
But fraudulently. She's undercover as a teacher.
Do you have a false identity? She's actually yes.
Yeah. Professor Onyx?
She's like failing like false tax returns under Professor. Sorry, that's
you know she didn't pay any tax on those teacher income.
Garrick is the Oko clause.
He's just living out in the forest.
Like he's also a bit of an idiot. So, but I just don't think like Oko is committing tax evasion.
Do you know? He just gives me. He looks like he's got the face of a tax evader. Just
okay. See, now you're profiling Oko.
Yeah. Isn't that what we're doing here?
No, I'm trying to base it in some degree of what they've actually
the argument
done.
you could make is it's offshore tax evasion where his riches are on Thunder Junction. So, like, maybe
did he pay tax on any of the stuff he
probably
lifted in Thunder Junction?
I'd hope
I feel
not.
like he'd be like fraudulently claiming expenses on like Omen Pass travel.
Yeah, if anything, I kind of think like he's a B. I think A is like harsh.
And has he paid any child support?
Child support is child support tax fraud?
No, but it's it's a similar kind of vibe. He hasn't paid any child support this whole time.
This is true.
You could say it's like, is it like? Yeah, okay. I still think B. I don't know. I think like how much?
Okay, we'll go.
I need to think about him. We'll put him at B for now, and then we'll.
Another definite S is Tybalt, surely.
Yeah, Tybalt, easy.
He's also a fucking idiot, though.
Yeah, that's not mutually exclusive from evading tax.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
it's in his nature too,
I feel like S is like hard. Like these people, like you could nail them to like a wall. Where A is like.
Okay, yeah.
His fucking card is him. One of his cards is literally him dancing in money.
Yeah. That he got from not paying tax.
Which under a false identity, it's S. Okay, yeah, that's
come on.
There is the
I should never have counted you. That's an S.
The identity theft as well.
It's like it's.
If you do one, it's a high chance you do the other.
So can we also say that when Jace disappeared, that was, to evade? I know him and himself, he's not very...
That's the thing. Jace strikes me as the type of guy who would do it because he thinks he's smart enough.
Smarter than everyone else.
But also, he would have forgotten that he'd already done it.
I think you can do him for using false documents because of him pretending to be Ashiok.
I think he puts it in the,
but I don't think it's, straight to jail with these fuckers.
It's like a second plan tax evasion scheme. It's like the mirror Jace.
Yeah. He's
responsible.
This is like the worst villains in the multiverse. A fucking poet.
So I think maybe, partially from a character perspective, but also just from a mechanical perspective, I think Narset is S. She doesn't pay for anything.
Is the monastery paying taxes as a religious safe haven? Probably not.
No, surely not.
No, come on. And I just mean in terms of both of the Narset legendary creature cards are about
cheating
not
out
paying
cards.
for things.
Yeah, that's fair. There's no way Soren has lived this long and not committed some amount of corporate fraud. I just think that's just A by default. Elspeth, like Gideon, is the world's most boring woman.
Yeah, Elspeth.
Yeah,
definitely do.
I think Tamio and D. I think she's fair, pretty.
So I would say D. However, with her scrolls being lost in Duskborn, is there a chance that there are also other documents around her death that she has just scattered across the multiverse?
Just like Nashi, you have to destroy the evidence.
Yeah. Like, is she falsifying business records and hiding, like, you know, more fraudulent information across the multiverse? What was her fucking scroll doing in Duskborn in the first place? I think C. You don't get completed without being a bit, you know, evil-ish.
I mean, we've skipped over Ajani on that subject.
World's most boring cat.
Yeah.
But completed. So
Completed,
by that logic.
though. That's true.
Sleeper agent?
Was probably falsifying... Well, he's falsifying his role, right? Yeah, as a sleeper agent. So, yeah, that counts.
I think Angrath is a D because he's just a straight up pirate. He just steals from people.
That's true.
It's not
Pirates,
tax evasion.
Yeah. And then to that respect, Xenagos is just a party god.
Yep.
So that kind of counts.
I don't think Nahiri's got time to do it. She hasn't got time to. She's too mad.
Angry.
She's just angry. Yeah.
Too mad.
I think Nahiri would falsify documents out of spite.
Out of spite, yeah.
But that probably doesn't count as tax evasion. So
Tax evasion has become a very broad.
yeah. Yeah, I could see her.
I've been trying to think of my fave this whole time, and I can't. I don't know where he'd go.
I think Arlen could be under.
Who the fuck is Arlen?
Arlen is the werewolf planeswalker from Innistrad.
Oh, the one I always am like, who the fuck is Arlen? Yeah,
who
okay.
the fuck is Arlen?
Where would Tezzeret be? I don't know. He's evil, but I don't think he's...
He's evil, but does he evade tax?
I could see Arlen using the pack as like misclassifying workers because they're her family, like income shifting, like. I think this is up here. Tezzeret.
I feel like he'd be pretty above board in this respect.
There's a light argument for Tezzeret committing fraud. I think misclassification of assets. It's like that Tezzeret, the Kamigawan Tezzeret planeswalker that is just like, hey, look at this bauble. It's actually a car.
Yes. Yeah, it's a 5/5 that can hit you. Yeah. I also think, like, no one knew he owned a fucking teleporting bridge until the last minute.
This is true.
So,
he
like,
isn't he's not registering correctly. He doesn't pay road tax.
And it's probably claiming false deductions from that. So let's put him at A.
Yep.
Ashiok is a dream demon. I pay taxes.
I don't think they have an interest in finance.
Yeah. Chandra is the world's second most boring woman. So it ends up in D. Domi Rad is committing tax fraud because he thinks it's funny and is probably going straight to prison. And he's also is it S or A?
A, I think A.
Yeah, like he's doing it because he thinks it's like punk and looking to cause anarchy, but all he's doing is not reporting on self-employed income, which is fine.
What do we
Dovin
think
is
about
literally a fucking cop.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But
because he's a bit of a
offshore tax evasion.
I I think he's slap bang in the middle. I think you just wouldn't be surprised.
Corrupt cop.
Kaya's a cop, right?
Ghost cop?
She's a ghost cop.
Ghost cop.
Kaya is a bit of a ghost cop.
She's what we like to call a ghost cop. She's something of a ghost cop.
You don't work for Orzhov without committing some sort of tax fraud.
That's true. You do have to sweep it under the rug, don't you?
Yeah.
So it's probably B.
But yeah, I guess the ghosts won't be dobbing you in it, will they? They'll be on your side.
No, because the Ghost Council is literally like the corrupt tax man. So
yeah, have you seen what's his name?
The Obstadat?
Augustine.
Karlov.
What's his name?
Karlov of the Ghost Council.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Literally tax man.
Yeah.
Nissa lives in the woods.
Nissa lives in the woods.
But
that's her card, Nissa, who lives in the woods.
And she was racist for a period of time, but
yeah, I can. I think like the I am green, I live in the woods. What is taxes?
Yeah,
is a pretty
a pretty good argument.
Like red is literally a fucking dryad,
but a parasite.
Yeah, actually, that pumps him up our level. Kaito is the world's worst ninja. I don't know where.
Is Kaito old enough to have to pay taxes yet?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
How old?
Surely. I mean, he's depicted as, I don't know, like, he's depicted as a teenager or just a fully grown man.
He's described as a young
man, yeah.
Kaito's just such a dumbass. I don't know, like, maybe C. Is the raccoon paid under willful employment? Is what I need to know. So I think...
Okay,
I got to see.
When he was introduced, he was 16, so I'm sure he's old enough now.
Yeah.
I think C is fine for him. I'm sure there's some like... I don't know, like all Kaito does is just fall through things. It seems to be his story arc.
That is fair.
Like it being floorboards or, gunk. Sarkhan is...
He's legally exempt because he's a foreign diplomat.
But is he legally exempt because he's doing tax evasion? Or is it
Can't be evasion if it's not a crime.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that checks out. Sahili is perfect and nothing is wrong with them. That's fine.
Does Khan have anything to tax?
That body.
That is.
He's made of money.
He's made, yeah.
Khan
himself
a precious
is a business,
metal.
yeah. Khan himself is a financial asset.
Yeah, but he's not to himself, right? Is he?
He is literally Khan Silver Golem.
Yeah.
Is there a version of Khan that makes constructs? There has to be, right?
Well, that's partially why they're called constructs, aren't they?
So
named constructs.
Misclassified workers. There we go.
He learned it from his dad.
Yeah, it's Urza who's going to be evading the tax. Though.
Notably missing from this list.
I did part of this one because it's boring.
But he would be yes, 100%.
Yeah. Kiora has stolen assets.
Oh, this is true. Yeah.
From a religious deity. So S?
Yeah.
I don't think it's quite hard to claim that. Vivian talks to dogs for a living.
I'm sure you said that last time.
Did I?
As you put her into a tier, yeah.
You just like, just on repeat. Talks
Running
to
out
dogs.
of talks to
Goes
dogs for a
here.
living. I did not. There's no way I said talks to dogs for a living. If I did, that's very funny and very good.
Didn't Teferi
Bad
phase
second time
out an entire like island?
Oh yeah, Teferi made basically an offshore tax haven. So it's probably an S.
Yeah, that's.
And also it falsified his own death multiple times.
Checks out.
There's no way this fucking time bandit is clean.
Time bandit.
There's no way he's clean at all. Koff is the world's second most boring man. Can go in D.
We don't have Vraska on this list.
There's Vraska.
Yeah, Vraska here.
Do we?
Yeah, Vraska's here.
Oh, that's a terrible picture.
Yeah, it is.
Vraska has to have committed some tax fraud.
We're down to the final three: Vraska, Ugin, and Ralzar.
Oh, yeah. We're definitely in the end game now. So Vraska was literally a pirate.
Yeah.
Romance, disabled man with amnesia.
Yep.
A?
I think so. I think she's up there.
Yeah, seems good.
She was completed.
Stole a child.
What's completed?
Probably stole a child to claim on fraudulent benefit. Wait, they both stole a child. Then they
stole loot, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they go, yes. And then lost him to a giant moth. Ralzaric lives by the mantra "Be gay, do crimes."
Yeah.
So probably S.
Flips coins, takes extra turns.
A. Yeah. A. I think A. S is looking real heavy.
He's in the Izzet League, right? He's like. He's something to do with Izzet, right? Because if you're working for Niv Mizzet, you're gonna be sweeping some stuff away, aren't you? If you like, he's the king of tax evasion.
Maze Runner champion, I know.
Yep.
He's
Niv Mizzet.
Some sort of board.
Niv Mizzet has committed several crimes.
Yeah, including falsifying death.
Yeah,
multiple times. Ugin, I feel like, is actually. So Ugin has been fooled into doing stuff in the past.
So he's on par with Jaya in that.
I think
that
he's
regard.
on par with Jaya. Like he's just a granddad who is like falling for like WhatsApp spam messages.
What, Ugin?
Yeah.
it's just Nicobola sending him
like Ugin is getting messages that like, oh, your Amazon parcel couldn't be delivered. And then it's clicking a link.
Also like Ugin is just like the dragon name equivalent of Eugene.
Yes.
Which is an old band name.
Ugin is why your company has regular phishing updates on like phishing schemes on email.
Every 3 weeks they're just like, we need to talk about opening emails that you don't
because this fucker keeps clicking things.
We're not gonna name names. But
stop clicking the email that says your FedEx delivery couldn't be delivered. Please enter all your personal information.
We're not
social security number.
We're not going to say names, but an Elder Dragon has clicked a link.
And we only employ one of them. Panning
across the office, and Luke's just sat in his cubicle. Like,
I think this checks out. I think this is right. I still love Huati on S tier.
Did you think that one up, and then we're like, right, this is the tier list? What inspired this?
Our expectations? Do you think is there any last minute swaps you want to make here?
A Kai one drop Khan down one. I think Khan here, and I think that's okay.
I think Khan is probably like B or A.
He's just got workers.
Khan is just dealing with the mess that Urza made for the most part.
Yeah, and he's just dealing with like a bunch of like workers who probably all have really bad documentation. I think this is the list. I think that's fine.
I still think Lily being an S is the funniest thing.
That's so funny. The fact that she was a teacher just under a wrongful name.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
Perfection.
Great.
I will save this list. We are moving over to the Sicko Hall of Fame. Hold on to your butts. I have to share screens.
I did do a logo for this a while back and never got around to. Be nice to animate it. Do you remember? I doubt you would. The Daria. Does anybody remember Daria? Call MTV.
I know.
It was Mike Judge. It was the guy who did Beavis and Butthead. But there was a TV show that I used to watch called Sick Sad World, and I did like a version of the logo for Sicko's own Hall of Fame. Maybe I'll bring that back. I'm just padding for time while Adam. There we go.
Just making sure I didn't dox myself.
So we were going to do a reshuffle this episode, but
yes. So me and Tom were discussing basically like moving some stuff around because we feel like it's a bit off balanced. And the plan was we have like 3 kind of proposed shifts each, but then we decided to have you on Iain, and then thought that would be like you going around someone's house and then just watching them play with their toys for like 30 minutes. And I have nothing to input here. So we have given you the slot, and then I think the next time it's just me and Tom. We will probably have, I think it's Tom's turn next, and then we'll do a reshuffle.
Sweet.
For the lore watchers of the Sicko Zone Hall of Fame, that is why we are not doing the reshuffle this episode. Okay. Iain messaged me half hour before this episode aside and goes, "Can I add 3 in one entry?" And I said, "Yeah, fuck it."
There's no rules against it.
There's no rules against it.
People just haven't asked.
Yeah.
You can add as many as you want.
You just got to ask. I think these 3 are intrinsically linked, however.
You did send us one of these like a month ago.
Yeah, because I was like, this is great. But I think contextually it's better.
Upon reviewing them, I agree. So the first submission from Iain is Crimson Kobolds.
Yes.
Wow.
These are all Kobolds cards. They are all in the same set in Legends. They are illustrated by 3 different artists. And I think that's a key thing, is because if I asked you what your perception of a kobold looks like,
it's probably the Carekeep rendition.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
Really?
But I think this is like a really lovely timepiece of this whole thing of Magic in its earlier days, and particularly before things have like defined visual identities. So then they're like 3 different artists, just like, we need a kobold. What does a kobold look like?
This is what I would. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say this is what I think of when I think kobold.
The slightly wolfy, lupine kind of aspect of it. Yeah, I can see that. I also,
is that a D&D thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
I only know kobolds through Magic, so that's why.
In D&D, they're like a goblin, but they're a bit wolfy.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have Crookshank kobolds, illustrated by Christopher Rush, which is a bit more bird-like, I guess.
Yeah,
a bit more of a beak
vibe,
like a dragon type thing, like a lizard.
Yeah, and then we got Kobolds Cookie, illustrated by Julie Barrow. Fantastic. I love these little pajama-wearing mischief makers. They are great.
So good.
But you're right in that these are all from the same set.
Yeah.
They are all effectively the same species of creature.
Yeah.
But they are so wildly off in terms of any sort of like unity or coherent theme.
Yeah. Which is great because I think I love this in terms of just like, this is like, you hear those stories. It's like a lot of the early cards where the artwork doesn't seem to match what the card is called.
The art direction is just all over the place.
Yeah, and it's one of those where you can tell it's just like they clearly sent out like each of these artists would have received probably fairly similar briefs, but just seeing what they all come back with is fantastic. I also have to love the like pre-templating zero, because it's a 0-cost creature. It's like, this card is a red spell when cast, and kobolds are a red creature.
I didn't even clock that.
And they all threaten it.
I think they should have swapped the flavor text of Crimson and Carekeep as well. I think it would be a lot funnier if the pajama guys, the flavor text was kobolds are mostly harmless.
Kobolds are harmless. That's the other one that gets me. It's the matching of the art to the flavor text on this is kind of fantastic.
Yeah, like
it's impervious to area assault, but defenseless on the ground. It's these pajama guys.
They also just look like they're in a cave.
Yeah,
they don't look like they're in.
Yeah, it's not a fortress. It's just a brown wall.
Also, can you zoom in on? Can we take a second to appreciate each of the kobolds of Kirkheap in isolation? Because I think they are giving very unique energies.
Okay.
On the left, we have like when I dress up nice to go out. Is like how I.
Yeah, this is my Zone 1 outfit.
Yeah, the middle guy is just like he's looking for trouble.
He's doing that. Why can't I hold all these limes meme, but with dirt?
Yeah, is that what he's holding?
It looks like it, right?
Yeah, it looks like it's dirt or rocks.
He's got like
something.
He's kind of bundling rocks, and then he's got his little pajama cap, and he's kind of. I mean, the tear on his like little jorts.
Oh yeah,
is so close to the crotch.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the guy in the back is just picking his nose and holding a stick, which is great as well.
Yeah, that is interesting art. I mean, especially compared to like the other two, which is just way more like not being zoomed in 300%.
I mean, this guy looks like a military veteran.
Yeah, like these are like way more like feral and like, or, you know, intimidating, which is also hilarious for a 0/1. Like, why are we having art that is? Because at least the kobolds of Kirkheap art, it implies that they are useless, but they are as many. Like as a whole, like they are an army of just bodies, which makes total sense for the stat
and I mean,
line.
The flavor text kind of makes sense with the whole, like, I guess they're basically just saying, like, Kirkheap has a roof, but if you attack it from the ground, it's just a bunch of gold ones.
Yeah. Whereas, like, these guys, like, the art is ferocious and beastly and does not represent a 0/1.
The Bold have a card? Because the implication is it's Baron the Bold, Epitaph. So it implies that
I'll have a look for that. That Crimson Kobold does not look like a 0, like 0/2.
No.
Add Baron the Bold to our list of legendaries that need to be made. Doesn't exist from what I can see. No, it does.
Doing a bit of a deeper dive here.
Oh.
Okay. We need places. Oh, Chewy. Why now? Wait a sec, buddy. 5 minutes. I'm doing business. Yeah, thank you.
Doing business.
Yeah, my dog is crying at me. Right. So the kobolds 3. Where do we? Tom, what's your gut saying?
I think they're fun. I think they're nice. They don't have any crazy mechanics. I think the pre-templating...
The pre-templating's hilarious. I like...
Yeah.
The kobolds of Kirkheap carry the art sickoness to a maximum, I think. I think the kobolds of Kirkheap are like up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's one of those where I think the kobolds of Kirkheap is really interesting because obviously that one has actually received a reprint.
Yeah.
Only that one. And in Mystery Booster 2, it's just had a reprint as well. And the art is completely different.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The time shift.
Yeah.
Future sight.
So my eye immediately went to Anger Baby.
I love Anger Baby. Anger Baby is pretty great.
And my gut thinks it's maybe below Anger Baby and above Sentinel. But I'm interested to hear what your take is, Tom.
This is a tough one. Because I do like Anger Baby. And I do like Sentinel.
I'm not saying it has to be, though. That's where I initially went, I would feel happy with that kind of placement.
Yeah, I do think it's... Reincarnation's got a spot in my heart. I've got a soft spot for Reincarnation, as you know. I'll choose her.
Chewy said hi, sorry.
Yeah, I think it's the new number 9. Are we doing all 3 cards in one entry? Are we? Is it?
I think we put it in as one.
Yeah, I think it's just all kobolds.
The kobold trio. Invasion kobolds, yeah. Or they're
Legends kobolds.
Legends.
Kobold Legends.
Kobolds 3.
Kobolds 3.
The kobolds 3. Technically 5, if you include the 3 on the app.
Amazing card quantity over how many kobolds are present in the art of each card. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for my beautiful pajama boys.
Yeah, I think I think just based on the main kind of thing driving it being the art, that's kind of what pushed me towards anger, because I think that's our baseline for art currently. But it still, I think it still has the templating as well. I think
the templating
probably around that level for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course it does. Of course it's a red spell.
It's a red spell and cast and kobold or a creature.
And of course it's a creature. It has a stat line.
I think also there's quite a funny thing as well with like specifically how it says kobolds are a red creature, because you can tell that it was just like, I think the other ones particularly probably would have been kobold singular, but then as soon as they decided on that line of rules text, they were like, well, they're all just kobolds.
Kobolds will always be red. Yeah, that's definitely not going to cause issues for them in the future. I mean, they don't bring kobolds really. I mean, they did the son of thingy, but yeah,
there you go.
Bring them back.
That's the starting point for Rog. For Rog
yeah,
Rack.
That's true. Yeah. Cool. So the Kobolds 3 are our new number 9 entry into the Sicko Zone Hall of Fame. I'm not going to read out the entire list. The entire list is public. You can find it on our Twitter, but I will read out the top 3 for you right now. Number 1 is Camouflage 30th Anniversary, submitted by Iain. Number 2, never been beaten. No, people have tried, and it's gonna be tough. It's perfect. It will sit where it belongs. Yeah. Number 2 is Elvish Bard Alliances art. And number 3 is Amulet of Quaz. Like I said, next episode will be Tom's turn, unless we have another guest, and then Tom will be pushed to the back of the line.
I've got a really good one as well.
Reshuffle when Tom has submitted.
You guys are going to have to do you're going to have to plan for the future. When you get to do an event, you're going to have to do this live. You're going to have to get everyone to like submit on their phone.
I would love to like, we did a community submission episode a couple of months ago, and that was a lot of fun. So I think like that's where it bulked out the list quite a lot, quite quickly as well. But I would like to continue doing that for sure.
We need to do the Sicko Zone cube at some point as well. That's going to be fun.
This the most dysfunctional fucking cube in history.
Yes.
Nothing works. There's no synergy.
Extremely expensive. Loads of anti.
Yes, so much anti. Most of these cards are reserve lists.
Every game has a Shahrazad game in it.
There's no win cons. So yeah, that is the Sicko Zone Hall of Fame. Iain, thank you for joining. Please tell people where they can find you.
I am Angry Green Jellybean on YouTube and Twitter, typically. I might do other ones, but having to run too many social platforms is aggravating, and I don't like it.
Oh, yeah.
So for now, Twitter and YouTube suit me just fine. And
go watch the new video.
Yes, the new video. I talked about how I ran around a lot at CommandFest, trying to assemble a Flubs deck, and it was very funny and terrible. And it's great. So if you want to hear more about that deck list, please go watch that video.
Awesome. All of Iain's social links and channels will be in the description below or in the show notes on wherever you're listening to this. Did you know that only 35% of you are subscribed on YouTube?
He's really struggling today. Just let him have this one. Just
really
believe.
fucking tired. Believe me, I've definitely checked these numbers, and they're definitely true. Please help the channel out by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, leaving a comment. Tell us how much caffeine you've had today. I bet it's not as much as me.
Why does it sound vaguely threatening, Adam?
I will fight you in the street.
Oh my god.
I've just got to say, for legal reasons, that's not true. He doesn't mean it.
No,
In Minecraft. He'll fight you in Minecraft.
I'll fight you in Minecraft. Which isn't actually a valid legal defense anymore.
He will
Now,
leave your
Adam.
home with TNT
In Minecraft.
in Minecraft.
When you end this episode very abruptly, make sure you end it this time instead of what you did last time.
The last episode I didn't end it.
What did he do last time?
I just didn't end the recording. I went,
Oh, great.
So I went by and then just let the recording run for like another minute, and then me and Tom were just chatting shit. So Tom had to edit a bit more out than normal. So yeah,
It was great though, because I got a really good you get a reaction shot of him like panicking when he realizes he hasn't ended
The
it.
moment of realization.
Yeah. So please like the video.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
Leave a comment.
Yeah.
Leave us a review on whatever
Yeah.
platform you're listening to this on
Yeah.
podcasts.
Also go and follow Iain everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. We keep getting not shadow banned, but like the fact that we keep talking about things like Planeswalker feet and now tax evasion.
It's like the algorithm doesn't like that
The
stuff.
algorithm doesn't like it when you talk about weird subjects that are nonchalant and quite serious, but then putting them in the frame of all these superheroes are committing crimes.
We need to word it in like a
I think
TikTok safe
that's
way.
PG enough
Yeah.
for the YouTube algorithm.
I think this one's okay for one. I think we'll be okay. But please, all your help means the channel can grow and then we can continue to do this. I mean, we're going to continue to do it anyway, but I have to say that because that's what everyone else does.
Before we go, is there anything coming up? I think we're on a stream this month. I
We
think.
are on a stream on the night. We're on 2 streams on the 19th and 20th.
Yeah, we're on Filthy Casuals on the 19th. And the 20th
nice.
are on Brazen Coalition.
I believe that's the case, yeah.
Cool.
So yeah.
Look forward
So
to that. I have
we
nothing
will-
booked. I am available.
We're really bad. No. Tom's really good. I'm really bad at getting us booked on stuff. As I am bad at booking guests. So thank you for joining.
You got-
It's the hard sell, isn't it? You have to go up to people and be like, "Do you want 2 whole guests?" Even though you have no slots for 1.
Yeah.
You got some mansplaining though, so that was all you.
That's
Yeah,
good.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
See you guys pop up on them.
Those videos will drop and we will shout them out on social. Okay. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.